A chance to do it, and for anyone listening. So I put a few poems down. Our first poem is called The Big Bang Theory. I wrote this actually a long time ago, long before the TV show. Big Bang Theory. The notion that we are evolving, developing like a bacillus colony on a fragment, hurtling from an explosion, is more poetry than my mind can conceive of. The universe, a space inside a box, ad infinitum. Gradually positive becomes negative and then back again. Limitlessness becomes minuscule, so minuscule that it explodes again into limitlessness. Each atom is a solar system. Parallel worlds exist in a glass of water. Each atom smashed is Armageddon. Each one split renders a new cosmos. I imagine these things, though with no real understanding. Some days I can barely comprehend the morning news. But I am sure that the light in your early morning eyes contain all the ingredients to launch galaxies, make stars shine, hold planets in orbit. All right, this next poem is a little bit longer. It's kind of funny. It's called Amends to America. I actually was married once, and my ex-wife got the inside of the house, I got the outside. And I was kind of bitter about that for a while. But once I got used to the great outdoors, I got over it after about 20 years. And so I decided to try to not just to make peace, to like lay everything to rest that I did wrong. And so I went to see her, and it went okay. I mean, we talked, and I mean, we loved one another at one time, and we had a nice conversation. And then she told me, well, you know, I fly to St. Martin every fourth week, and it's been 2 weeks, and I was so jealous. I said, rats, you know. So I went home and I wrote this angry poem. But it's not angry about her. It's called Amends to America. It's time I made amends to you, Miss America, you greedy bitch. I'd like to repair the wrongs I've done to you with words. I'd like to slather them like medicinal stucco over the nicks I've made in your steel mesh mind. I'd like to grate the words like Parmesan cheese over that steel mesh and let the flavors combine and collide. Ted Kennedy loved you, America, even though you murdered his brothers. Bob Dylan loves you still. I tell you because you might not know this, perhaps you've forgotten. Age and worry can do that. I'm not in love with you anymore, America. You have caged my children in cinder block desolation. You have eaten my years and demanded more. I forgive you, but I don't forget, at least not like I'm supposed to, according to your way. I can't forget Oliver North, Manuel Noriega, Iraq, Anthrax, Dick Nixon, renditions, George Bush Jr., Pinochet, Guatemala, Salvador, Guantanamo Bay. I can't forget the intentional loss on the war on drugs, the terrifying, never-ending war on terror. Teach me to forget, America. I'll zombie step along if you can just show me how to flick the switch that turns off my mind. I'm sorry, America, I made a mess of my life. Never got rich, spent my reserves like a drunken sailor, left a greasy film of my life in your waters like a gasoline rainbow. I left a ring around the bathtub and the toilet seat up. I'll clean it up, I promise. I'll clean it up with a shirt off my back if I have to. A t-shirt from the Salvation Army thrift store that says New Hampshire, live free or die. I'm sorry I couldn't genuflect when you gutted Iraq like a fish. I'm sorry I did not scream or lay my body on the tracks to stop the train you rode, a juggernaut that rolled over truth, common sense, and decency. I wish I could recommend someone to help you clean up that mess, but once the cat is out of the bag, it's a bitch like trying to get the blood out of the flag. I'm sorry I called you a greedy bitch, Miss America. I'm the greedy bitch after all. I've owned more automobiles than some people have shoes. I watched Channel 2 and never sent them a dime. I worked under the table, shoveled crumbs into my mouth until my cheeks bulged like a chipmunk's. I smoked 2 packs a day and I didn't share them with you. You're welcome to some now. They're under your table. You dropped them. I'm sorry, America. I forgot to shave. I always forget to shave, even though you make the razor blades in Boston. Do you remember, America, when you shaved my head and vaccinated me with a pneumatic gun, how you taught me to throw a grenade, assemble and disassemble an M16 machine gun? It seems funny now. You might get a chuckle to know that I still can't shine a pair of boots. I've made some unwilling amends to you, America, paid unwilling tribute to you by order of your tribunal, like too many before me. We have paid with our firstborn child, watched in horror as they disappeared down your gullet, legs and arms flailing from your bloody maw as your mandibles crunch and crack bones, ceaselessly charring. I offer saltines, America, as a substitute for blood and bone. I offer healthful advice as well. Stop and drink water, 8 liters a day. You kill stray dogs, crush old cars, and jail poor people, America. I am a stray dog, old car, poor person for your convenience. I don't own a gun, can't fight back. My teeth are gone, I can't bite back. I really want to say, I'm sorry we can't get along. I ask too much. I'm asking you not to throw poets in jail. I'm asking you to let my children live. I swear they don't even know me. Okay, this one I wrote last year for it's called the Beckwith Bash 2012. So picture yourself at the Beckwith Bash, if you can do that. I'm trying really hard, and I have such a vivid image of it in my mind. It's incredible. I can even feel the wind. Beckwith Bash 2012. Mystic rumblings from among the pines collect and combine. The air is buzz and gumbo. Summer has tipped and rolls madly away toward autumn. White clouds are teased out, rolling slow and low across Cumberland County. They drift close to the ground, trying to catch the music that rises from the bash like smoke. Smoke that rises like music. Mystic rumblings collect and combine and burst from the pines to form an energy ring that hovers like a UFO over the Burt McLeod Road. Eyes are festival wide open, enlightenments and epiphanies glow like fireflies over the meadow. Is it the voodoo stew or the great spirit smiling, or is it just what it is? The Beckwith Bash. Alrighty, how am I doing for time?
15 minutes left.
Okay, I guess I'll do, 3 more. Okay, this is topical. This is a poem about pugwash. It's called Summer and Pugwash Eating Strawberries and Ice Cream. It's actually a poem about really such a nice day I couldn't decide what to do with myself, so I just sat. Howard used to say, not every day is a hot fudge sundae. Today, with midsummer past, eating strawberries and ice cream, I know what he meant. He's probably gone now, or worse, in a back ward of an old age home where they put the finishing touches on you. I'm in bed on strike in Pugwash on a beautiful sunny day. I'm trying to savor the grains of sand as they pass through the hourglass into the eye of the past. Pugwash, Nova Scotia, world famous for peace. And I'm peacefully stymied by this perfect day, trying to get my bearings, pull fat from the fire, find a foothold, trying to do something, anything, but I'm frozen by the warm, sunny day, paralyzed by possibilities at hand. I'm immobilized by a bowl of strawberries and ice cream that floods my senses. clouds my mind, cools my errant tongue. Today is given neither to toil or play. It is a day for rest and recuperation from 1,000 disappointed days, a host of hopeless hours. Howard is probably gone, his designs heaped in a landfill or recycled into toilet paper. I can feel my own sun setting, glimpse the shadows at my shoulder, yet I remain this day stubbornly, peacefully, inviolably still. So we got two more, one kind of long thing and then one very short thing. And this is I actually went to the grocery store in Massachusetts, and it was so crowded and everybody was behaving so badly. It was Christmas time. Everybody was in a hurry, cutting each other off and swearing at each other. And I was like, oh. So this is kind of and I was thinking about the poor guys that were like slicing all this cold cuts for like hundreds of people waiting and complaining. And so I came up with this poem. If I worked at the deli counter, I'd chant mantras while slicing sopressata, scream the rosary inside while weighing the American cheese. It's winter, but hot. Beads of sweat feel like poison coming from my skin. The ground beneath my feet is spongy and brown. It used to be frozen this time of year, but the times and the climate are a-changing. A bird calls from a naked tree. Song sounds like too late in the dying afternoon. The world I thought I knew passes like water through a sieve. My life expands and escapes like cigarette smoke. I've already slept late today, been to the grocery store, yacked with a bell ringer from the Salvation Army, saw Christmas coming like an anvil tossed from a building. I stood 15th in line at the deli, surrounded by the royalty, the horror, the mortadella, bologna, cheese. Dear Allen Ginsberg, I looked over your shoulder today at your supermarket expanding and rising like a psychedelic balloon. The grocery boys that you eyed Walt Whitman eyeing have since gone to dust. Unbagged groceries are piled higher and higher at the registers. A somber future is painted in the aisles of the Safeways and Piggly Wigglies, genetically altered corn, steroidal chickens the size of turkeys, turkeys the size of dogs, everything in plastic. I looked over your shoulder and saw Brian Wilson and Walt Whitman harmonizing, smelled the stale sweat of psychosis, smelled the ether, the battle dressings, carburetors boiling over, gasoline. I followed your tracks, Allen Ginsberg, collected Buddhist rumors, literary anecdotes, walked the grounds where Chogyam Trungpa drank himself to death in a startling show of solidarity with the universe, feeding the yin and yang with equal measure. I sat in a pavilion and meditated, waited as still as air for words to chime in the marrow. I paid at the groceries, paid attention at Walmart and Target to see the sea of plastic and paper in each, the tip of the tip of the tip to the negative 30-second power of the iceberg that awaits Titanic Earth. I paid attention at the deli, mystified by the madness, especially my own. It's night. I'm sitting in a taxi cab on a stand writing this poem. No business, no money, no more imagination for anything outside the present. Debts like monsters have grown out of control. They've torn my heart out, swallowed it, and thrown it up 1,000 times. Each time I pick it up, clean it off, put it back, write another poem. Okay, and this last thing is more almost a song. So I got 2 minutes?
Yep.
When it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, you'll see the yellow moon rising against the setting of the sun. You'll see nothing has been wasted, not the trouble, not the fun. You'll see I was born to love you when it's all said and done. And if it all falls apart, if it all falls apart, you'll see the end come climbing on the back of the start. It's a cyclic wave in motion that swirls around the heart. You'll know that I'll still love you when it all falls apart. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, the lost sheep shall return as though they'd never been away. The dispersal is not permanent, at least that is what they say. You'll know that I'll still love you at the end of